I'm an African who happens to be gay. Being gay is not easy, especially if you live on the African continent.
Pope Francis has approved a landmark ruling that grants Catholic priests the authority to bless same-sex couples, on the premise that people seeking God's love and mercy shouldn't be subjected to an exhausting moral analysis. He clarified that these blessings for same-sex couples can only be offered during rituals that do not resemble Catholic marriage. How does this approval affect Africa as a community? We will examine how same-sex relationships have been viewed historically in different African societies. According to Sylvia Tamale, a professor of law at Makerere University in Uganda, African history is replete with examples of both erotic and non-erotic same-sex relationships. For example, the ancient cave paintings of the San people near Guru in Zimbabwe depict two men engaged in some form of ritual sex. During pre-colonial times, the Mudoko Dako, or effeminate males among the Langi of northern Uganda, were treated as women and could marry men. In Buganda, one of the largest traditional kingdoms in Uganda, it was an open secret that Kabaka Mwanga II, who ruled in the latter half of the 19th century, was gay. The Shangaan of Southern Africa refer to same-sex relations as Nkoshani, meaning male wife. Basotho women in present-day Lesotho engage in socially sanctioned erotic relationships called Moswali, meaning special friend. And in the Wolof language, spoken in Senegal, homosexual men are known as Go Dijin, meaning men-women. The context and experiences of such relationships did not necessarily mirror homosexual relations as understood in the West, nor were they necessarily consistent with what we now describe as being gay. In pre-colonial Africa, several other activities involved same-sex sexuality. For example, the Ndebele and Shona in Zimbabwe, the Azande in Sudan and Congo, the Nupe in Nigeria, and the Tutsi in Rwanda and Burundi, all engaged in same-sex acts for spiritual rearmament, that is, as a source of fresh power for their territories. It was also used for ritual purposes. In many African societies, same-sex sexuality was also believed to be a source of magical powers to guarantee bountiful crop yields, abundant hunting, good health, and to ward off evil spirits. Regardless of Professor Sylvia's claims, the legal landscape regarding same-sex marriage in Africa is complex and varies widely. Some countries have legalized it, while others criminalize same-sex relationships. For example, South Africa legalized same-sex marriage in 2006 and has a progressive constitution that explicitly prohibits discrimination based on sexual orientation. In 2019, Botswana's High Court decriminalized consensual same-sex relationships, affirming the rights of LGBTQ+ individuals. While societal attitudes may differ, Mozambique's laws generally do not criminalize same-sex relationships. In 2016, Seychelles amended sections of its penal code that previously criminalized homosexuality, moving towards LGBTQ+ acceptance. In contrast, many African nations continue to uphold laws explicitly criminalizing same-sex relationships. In Nigeria, same-sex relationships and public displays of affection are prohibited under the Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act, carrying penalties of imprisonment up to 14 years in certain states of the nation. In Uganda, criminalization of homosexuality exists, with potential life imprisonment under the Anti-Homosexuality Act. Tanzania, Ghana, Zambia, Mauritania, Sudan, and Somalia All these countries maintain laws criminalizing same-sex relationships with penalties ranging from imprisonment to death. African communities exhibit varying attitudes towards same-sex relationships. These perspectives are shaped by cultural, religious, and societal influences. This has caused social dynamics that seem to be a challenge to individuals in same-sex relationships in Africa.
I'm an African who happens to be gay. Being gay is not easy, especially if you live on the African continent. Today, I would like to take you on a journey of pain, hatred, sorrow, and suffering that most of my fellow African brothers and sisters have to endure.
Same-sex relationships have recently been criticized by many, not only on grounds of being immoral, but also as a practice that erodes certain values attached to marriage and procreation in some African cultures. What is your take on this as an African? If you enjoy this content, like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more inspiring content.